Welcome to Rockingham for rounds 6, 7 and 8 of the BRSCC Fiesta Championship with MRF Tyres. Championship leader Gooding starts in 3rd place with his contender Harrison back in 6th. That means Ryan Falconbridge is on pole position for the first of this weekend's races. It's over to Richard John Neal to take you through the grid.
Cheers Lloyd. Ryan Falconbridge pole, Richard Ashmole alongside Harry Gooding and Miles Baker row 2, followed by Tom Hutchins and Danny Harrison. Then it's Jamie Going and David Nye, Richard Dawson and Jake Dawson on row 5. Row 6 of the grid, Robert Stevens and Mark Falconbridge. Then Jamie White leading Class D from John Cooper and Tim Bennett. Luke Bannister 4th from Marco Ricci, and Colin Newbold, the lone Class A runner, looking to get into the championship lead this weekend here at Rockingham. So green flag from the back of the field. The black and blue car right off screen is pole position man Ryan Falconbridge. White and blue to his outside, Richard Ashmole on the front row. Harry Gooding and Miles Baker on row 2. A little bit of movement and place changing towards the back of the grid. I think John Cooper's made a decent start in Class D, but a super start there from Ryan Falconbridge. His first pole position in Fiesta racing, gets away well, leads them around turn 1. And it's a super start. This is an amazing piece of tarmac here. And look, you can go 4 wide as they come down into the hairpin for the first time. And watch for cars making moves. Oh, up the inside, that's Ricci. Marco Ricci, 3rd in the Class D Championship standings, goes straight on. You heard the clatter with the barrier. That's going to be game over for him. On board with Colin Newbold, the man from Tunbridge Wells, in the lone Class A car. Remember, had an engine failure at Brands Hatch in round 1 and missed the other 2 races, obviously, at that meeting, but bounced back at Cadwell Park, taking a brace of first positions, and he's looking to take the championship lead from Mark Court, who's not racing here this weekend. And we'll talk more about championship positions. Danny Harrison gesticulating to get on with the job on this international super sport circuit here, just over 2 miles around Rockingham, by and large fairly flat. Some people say featureless circuit, but it is a great circuit if you get the chance to do a track day here, or even maybe walk the circuit. There are little subtle gradients and some great corners as well. Harry Gooding goes through on the inside line. Gooding, the blue, orange and white car. Harrison, who we're on board with, championship leader after Brands Hatch, chasing the now championship leader Harry Gooding. It's the white and red car for Danny Harrison, who gets his own back going into the S's. So a good move from him. The white 46 is Jamie Going back in the mix as well. So some good place swapping here on the first lap. They exit turn 4 onto the main oval. Bit of tarmac here across the line, side by side. Arguably 2 guys who are going to be fighting it out for the championship. Danny Harrison, who was absolutely superb at Brands Hatch, a little bit off the boil at Cadwell Park. And then Jamie Going in the all-white Jam Sport car, looking to get stuck in as well. The Mutation Motorsport car of Harrison in the middle, coming into the hairpin again. Wide line from Harrison here. We've got yellow flags being shown, obviously, for Marco Ricci's car still there. So nobody allowed to swap places there, and I don't think they do. Although Harrison's got the inside line going into the left-hander at Yentwood, fending off Jamie Going. And then Tom Hutchins in the Union flag liveried car is next up. This is Tim Bennett, car number 16. Tim 2nd in Class D championship-wise coming to Rockingham. Zachary Lucas, who's not here this weekend, is the championship leader by 33 points. So we can expect Tim, with 3 good finishes, to overhaul him. And we do get the drop scores coming into play at this meeting as well later on, which complicates things in some respects, but evens them out in others, where you've got drivers such as defending champion Jamie White, who was not at Cadwell Park. It brings them back into play, the drop scores. It gives everyone a reasonable picture of how things are panning out. But we still focus on this battle here. Gooding getting away. Harrison leading the trio on screen, which now becomes a duo. Jamie Going up ahead of Tom Hutchins, who's trying to get in the mix as well. This is School Straight, coming down into the Brook Chicane, or Brook S's, call it what you will. First of all, right-hander, left-hand king, then another left-hander to bring them back onto the main straightaway here at Rockingham. Rockingham, a little bit Marmite really. It divides people. Some people like the circuit, other people absolutely loathe it with a passion, but it's the only anti-clockwise track that the BRSCC Fiesta Championship racing with MRF Tyres contests. Look how close Richard Ashmole gets to the wall. this is not for the faint-hearted. You don't have the run-off here at Rockingham. I probably say that every time, but it's worth pointing out if you've not seen racing here before, and a good opportunity here to ride with Richard Ashmole, another driver who'll benefit from the drop score scenario, having not been at Cadwell Park. His place there taken by Ollie Hunt in this car. And Ollie picking up, you might remember, a visit to the pits at Cadwell in race 1, an 8th position in race 2, having fought his way to a decent finish, keeping the car warm, as it were. And Ashmole there at the moment coming under a little bit of pressure from Miles Baker in car number 99. Miles has had a good season thus far, finished all the races so far, all 5. Best finish of 4th place in race 2 at Brands Hatch. But there's Richard Ashmole up ahead of him. Best result so far this year is 7th place. And the drivers settling into their race rhythm, and we'll try and pick up on a battle for you as the race does develop. But Harry Gooding, for my money, closing up here. Gooding's the championship leader. Watch for the blue, orange and white car looking to try and close in. He's in 4th place. Great shot of the leaders coming along School Straight, led once again by Ryan Falconbridge. I don't think Ryan's had a podium. I've looked back at the stats before the meeting, and I don't recall seeing Ryan even on the podium. So to gain a pole here and to be leading the race, this is a very good performance from Ryan Falconbridge, the man from Mansfield, who's had 1 retirement in race 2 at Cadwell Park. 5th, 6th, 4th and 6th, his sequence of results so far this season. As Danny Harrison leads Jamie Going around turn 1 here. Keep your eyes on the white lines, which the cars are not allowed to straddle. That's track limits on the inside at track 1, which all of them are behaving at the moment. Going is going to have a look on the inside line, coming into the hairpin. Harrison going wide in, and ultimately Jamie Going manages to make the pass. Good move by Jamie Going. Look at Harrison trying to get back on the inside line for the next corner at Yentwood. He can't do it, so therefore opts for the racing line sweep in, but he's got Thomas Hutchins right behind him as well. But Jamie Going read that very well indeed. I think Harrison was just looking to gain momentum there around the hairpin, and it just goes to show different lines can be affected around this circuit. They're on the far side of the track at the moment, furthest from the spectator area. You can see the grandstands, which are actually no longer open to the public. So all the people that watch are either in the Rockingham building here or on the pit lane complex, and either of those vantage points absolutely superb. This is the run down towards Yentwood. They're coming through Greyston's corner at the moment. They can get caught off camber there, so you might see a little bit of bounce in the cars as they exit that. And then the run very slightly uphill into Tarzan, named after the corner at Zandvoort. And Going getting away from Harrison, then it's Tom Hutchins next up. Class pole position in D, of course, going to Jamie White, who'll be also looking to make up for the non-appearance at Cadwell Park. But at the moment focused on Tom Hutchins trying to put the DW9 car on terms with Danny Harrison. Danny having a retirement in race 2 at Cadwell Park after the 3 wins at Brand, so the driver with the most wins so far this year. But some work to do in this race. He rounds turn 1. Still from Tom Hutchins, who's trying to close in, and the benchmark here is probably the white car in front, because not only have we seen Harry Gooding get away, but also that white car of Jamie Going. Harrison again comes out towards the wall, wants to take the sweep into the hairpin, doesn't leave the door open this time. Got to get his head down and try and close in on Jamie Going, who's setting some good laps at the moment and putting away. Going over to the left-hand side for the right-hander, Yentwood corner, and then it's up into Chapman Curve, which is next up. Again, another passing place, potentially. Plenty of those around Rockingham. And the twists and turns of it really do afford some great racing. It just feels a little bit empty here at Rockingham. That's the only problem spectator-wise. And the big grandstands, which, as I say, are no longer used, the fact that they're so empty does mark it out really as being a little bit of a soulless place sometimes. But the racing, though, top-notch. And here we've got a battle going on with the race leader, Ryan Falconbridge, being caught now by Richard Ashmole. So battle for the lead, and it's very nearly a 3-way scrap. Exiting Tarzan, slightly uphill along School Straight. Let's see what Richard Ashmole can do. He's going to be looking to try and tee up the inside line, but he's too far back at the moment. Comes back over to the right-hand side of the track, grabs the apex on the first part of the S's, grabs the apex on the second. He'll go for the same again on the third, and then look at maybe getting a bit of momentum coming out onto the main straight here. right out by the wall once again. Ryan Falconbridge, though, doing a very good job of leading this race, and if he's got any nerves, to my mind, they're not showing. If he's got any nervousness in his driving, it's really not showing. Round turn 1 at the moment they go. Richard Ashmole second. Miles Baker trying to close in as well in 99. Look at the different lines here. This is all about exploring different territories, trying to get a bit more grip and close in. There's no doubt here that Ashmole is closing in on the race leader. He's going to look at the outside line as they go down towards Yentwood. He's got a wider and therefore faster entry into the corner, and this might give him momentum into Chapman and maybe Piff Paff. They're coming up into Chapman curves now, and Ryan Falconbridge holds on to lead position. Ashmole's momentum possibly by this time might have been snuffed out, but again, a little bit of an uphill climb there as they come back down towards a steel straight round into Gracelands, and now back towards Tarzan once again. This is where, just past the piece of the track which is slightly off camber, but our pole position man still leading but coming under pressure again. Ashmole trying to close in. This is another potential passing place here into Tarzan. Notoriously difficult corner in the wet. Seen so many cars beached on the exit there over the years, but thankfully dry conditions at the moment prevailing and no problems for the race leader. Great shot of the top 6, all about to embark along the straight. They are pretty much spread out along School Straight, the top 6, going back to Danny Harrison at the moment. But look at Richard Ashmole trying to stick his nose down the inside line here. This could again be about the run off turn 4 along the straight through turn 1 and down into the hairpin. If you can get the run here and you can pop out and make the move into the Dean hairpin, but they're going around turn 1 at the moment, and again Ryan Falconbridge is equal to this. He's pulling away down the straight through turn 1, but here comes Richard Ashmole, has a little sweep, look down the inside line. Is he going to go for the wider line in again? Yes, he does. Miles Baker virtually following him, and Ashmole as a result getting that wider line into the hairpin, closes right up under the boot lid of the lead car, but he's got to be mindful of the third place man right next to him as well. This is a super race, and the man in the difficult position here, well, who's your money on, really? But who's in the worst place? It could be the leader, Ryan Falconbridge. Gets a bit of a drift on there, but collects it up. Is it more difficult being chased, or is it more difficult being in second place here? Because second place, you've got to attack for the lead and also keep an eye on your mirrors at the same time. And he's doing that. Having said that, Miles Baker dropping away a little bit, and this is going to maybe open up the battle for the lead. But it's Ryan Falconbridge still there at the moment, and he will be driving on his mirrors to some extent. He can't take the full optimum racing lines on all the corners because he's seems to be quicker on the fast parts of the circuit, and Richard Ashmole on the twists and turns just seems to start reeling him in. This is where Ashmole gets closer, and we'll watch as they exit this lap to see whether Falconbridge can extend the lead again. So pretty much just over half distance of this 20-minute race, 20 minutes there or thereabouts, and it's Falconbridge still there. Richard Ashmole in second position, having a look, very nearly draws level there, but didn't have enough momentum through the Brook S's to get through, and now it's on to turn 4 once again, and let's see if the race leader can pull away again. He's got 4 or 5 car lengths as they cross the line, and that could be crucial on the last lap for Ryan Falconbridge. Remember, looking for his first Fiesta Championship racing with MRF Tyres win, and it will be absolutely brilliant to see another first-time winner if that's the case. Ashmole busy chasing as well, and after his first win in season 2, putting the pressure on is Ashmole again through the hairpin. Ashmole very good on this, and again it's a characteristic of Rockingham that different parts of the circuit, because you have got the tight twists and turns and the open spaces as well, you can be quicker on certain characteristics and set your car up for that particular idea as well. You have to make the balance. Do you set yourself up for the quicker parts of the circuit or the twists and turns? And I guess largely it's going to depend where you start, who you've got around you. But again, look at Ashmole closing in. Fascinating battle for the lead here around this 2-mile circuit, and Ashmole will fancy his chances on the twists and turns. He needs to get as close as he can now coming into Tarzan. Ryan Falconbridge still there. Ashmole teeing up there, just trying to poke the nose of that white and blue car on the inside line, but now goes to the outside. So this is momentum around the corner named after the Zandvoort corner, as I mentioned earlier on. Tarzan can't quite do it. Ashmole makes a little mistake on the exit and maybe getting frustrated that he can't get that car past the leader. Lead 5 drivers, I think, maybe getting a little bit closer. It looks to me like Jamie Going is closing in on Harry Gooding, who's in 4th place, and Gooding here will continue to lead the championship with a 4th place result, which will earn him 38 points. It's 50 points for a win, 46 for 2nd place, 42 3rd, 38 4th, 36 for 5th, and then dropping in increments of 2 points, with 2 points for fastest lap, which is currently with Jamie Going, 1 point for pole position. So Ryan Falconbridge on for 51 points here, if he can complete the race in lead position, as Richard Ashmole closes up once again, but maybe not as close as before, and he might be thinking about different strategy here, with Miles Baker still in 3rd. We've got the slowing Tom Hutchins car there, so Tom having a problem, who was up with the top half dozen in the early stages of the race, but he's running 12th in class, but he's still running, and did a good job there of keeping out of the way of the lead runners coming through. Just a quick reminder, 3 races for you. By and large, the Fiesta Championship consisting of 3 events per meeting, or 3 races per event, I should say. Again, a little mistake there by Falconbridge, runs wide. Don't think that's going to cost him that much momentum, but Richard Ashmole will see that. That'll gee him on. He's closing up again, coming through Gracelands, heading down in towards Tarzan. Once again, looking at the inside line, but only half a gap there. Falconbridge covering it well, back to the outside line, and takes a decent line into the hairpin once again. Richard Ashmole, it just goes to show how very evenly matched these cars are, and that of course is the beauty of this championship. Being a single make championship, the organisers doing a good job to regulate scrutiny of the cars, make sure that they're all even. And Falconbridge there at the moment, not sure if he managed to get a decent tow in qualifying, but set pole position by very nearly 2 tenths, and most drivers will say that you do have to use the draft here, but I've got to say that Ashmole not picking up too much of an advantage, being right behind the race leader at the moment, so the draft not working for him effectively. But now he's going to have a look. Is he at the inside line? He's going to the outside again, changes down and challenging for the lead, but this is the outside line of the hairpin. He'll maybe go for the cutback, can't quite do that. That was a very good effort now, but Miles Baker coming into the picture as well. Baker side by side, but he's on the wrong bit of the track. He's on the outside line. Baker, Ashmole defends, takes the racing line into the corner. Miles Baker suddenly back in the battle for 2nd position, and Harry Gooding's joined them as well. So the Fiesta Junior champion from 2 years ago joining in as well. So Harry Gooding has caught this battle, and Jamie Going in the mix as well in 5th place. So we've got a 5-car battle for the lead. John Cooper in car number 88, leading the bright green number 1 of defending champion Jamie White in Class D. So Cooper will be pleased with that result as Harry Gooding goes through now. Gooding up ahead of Ashmole, and coming up into the mix is Jamie Going in white as well. It's Ashmole now down in 4th place. Miles Baker is 2nd, and side by side Gooding down the inside line, and Jamie Going's going to try and come through as well, but will be the wrong side of the track for the entry into the S's, and I think Jamie will know that unless he can brave it out on the outside line. Ashmole gets a little bit of a better run out of the hairpin. That's what we would probably expect there, but Jamie Going putting the big pressure on. What a super scrap we've had. Initially 3 cars for the lead, and now a group of 5, although Ryan Falconbridge has developed the race lead once again, and he's on to the last 2 miles of this race. And I think Ryan Falconbridge from pole position soaked up the pressure on the start. He soaked up the pressure in the race from Richard Ashmole and has now pulled clear of Miles Baker in 2nd place as Jamie Going challenges for 5th position again. Richard Ashmole trying to get back up into 3rd place ahead of Harry Gooding, who's worked very well in this race as well. Think how far Gooding and Going were behind in the early stages of this race. They've worked so hard. So Jam Sport man at the moment in that 4th position. Jamie White now up ahead of the 88 car of John Cooper. So Jamie White then will be pleased to have gone through, and it's Jake Dawson in behind them in the 54 car. A very welcome to the season to Jake. Jamie Going, incidentally, has got the fastest lap of the race, but this looks like, barring any problems, and he's dealt with everything thrown at him so far, it's going to be a win for Ryan Falconbridge, and contact between Ashmole and Gooding fighting over third place. Ashmole's on the outside line, Jamie Going in white trying to come up as well, but Gooding's got the inside line as they come through towards the Brook S's, and Ashmole's got third place back. Ashmole in third, Gooding fourth, Going in fifth place. It's going to be Ryan Falconbridge to take his first win after his first pole position. He's never, I don't think, been on the podium before. My apologies, Ryan, if I've called that incorrectly. But there's the checker. Ryan Falconbridge takes the win. Second, Miles Baker. Third place, Richard Ashmole from Harry Gooding. A win in Class D for Jamie White. Ryan Falconbridge pole and win. Miles Baker second from Richard Ashmole and Harry Gooding. Jamie Going fifth and fastest lap. Danny Harrison sixth from Richard Dawson. Jamie White winning Class D. Then John Cooper and Jake Dawson. Tim Bennett from Mark Falconbridge. Robert Stevens and Luke Bannister. Colin Newbold the lone finisher and point scorer in Class A, ahead of David Nye, who had problems.
Jamie, that's a great way to open up your account this weekend at Rockingham, isn't it, with a class victory?
Yeah, it's good day. After sort of not being at the last round, it's quite good to come straight back and on pole and then to win the race. There was definitely a bit of luck involved, but it went our way, so I'm not complaining.
And weather conditions, it's warm today, but tomorrow looks like it's going to be even warmer. Is that going to hamper your setup a little bit?
We had a really hot day on Friday testing, so actually we've got the car set for the hot weather, so the cooler weather, it's not really optimum, so hopefully it performs better.
Well, we look forward to seeing you out there tomorrow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your victory, but it's a bit lonely there in Class A at the moment, isn't it?
It is lonely. I'd like to thank Pete Daniels for replacing the engine before the Cadwell round, and that's done me proud. So yeah, the car's going really well. I love this circuit. It's only my second time here, but yeah, really enjoyable. My plea is to any of you young track day warriors watching this, you can really get involved in Class A. For a car costs about £3,000 to £4,000, and the running costs are really low. Even a new engine only cost me 500 quid. So, you know, it's a really cheap entry into motorsport. So I want some more people on the grid with me.
We'd love to see some more people on the grid with you as well, Colin, and hopefully that plea will go out there. Now, what do you think your chances are for a victory in tomorrow's race?
Yeah, pretty good. Just got to keep it on track.
Yeah, no, honestly, Colin, we'd love to see some more cars out there, and it would be great to have some people out there racing with you. But for now, enjoy the silverware.
Thank you.